Okay, let's talk about Herbalife, because you said there was just one problem.
Yeah.
And
I
you
don't
said it was
consider Herbalife a
valiant.
problem.
You don't consider Herbalife a problem.
It's been a media problem. But
Explain.
I know the ultimate outcome, right? So I have an enormous stomach for volatility. This stock has had some volatility.
To say the least.
Here are the facts as they stand now. What you have is a company whose business is declining, is deteriorating. They were supposed to earn something like $8 in 2017. If you look at the analyst models of just a couple years ago, their now guidance is $4.60 to $5, and they're adding back a whole bunch of expenses that we think are not add backs. I think they're going to have regulatory and defending against the short seller expenses forever until the company is gone. And the CEO just quit last week. That's never a good sign. The FTC found them to be a pyramid scheme, except they didn't use the word pyramid scheme. But if you look at the FTC complaint and the findings and compare them, the complaint and findings in other companies that are called pyramid schemes, they're effectively identical. The FTC, the terms, the injunctive relief of the FTC settlement take effect beginning in May. So they've got a cliff coming. And actually, I would not underestimate Mr. Oliver's 32-minute takedown of the company, which everyone has to watch, everyone in the room, you have to watch. And then after you've watched the entire thing, you have to send it to 10 of your friends with the instructions to send it to 10 of their friends with the instructions to send it to 10 of their friends, okay? And a few more levels, we've covered the globe. But the point here is Herbalife loses 2 million distributors a year who quit because they lose money, and they have to recruit 2 million to replace them. How hard is that going to be when the John Oliver video has been watched 5 million times in English, and they translated it in Spanish, and it's been watched a couple million times in Spanish. But it's, that will destroy the confidence of the distributors, and this is a con game. Right. And once the confidence is gone, it's gone.
And yet your other Trump supporter and friend, Carl Icahn, keeps buying.
Yes.
Explain that.
One, I love Carl. Two, he's charming. Three, he's a smart investor. But, if I were his friend or whatever you want to call it, if a family member, I would take him away from the trading desk on this one. And
do you wish, though, that you hadn't said some of the things early? I mean, if you could go back and redo Herbalife, given the amount of press attention that it got,
yes.
Given the view that you said it was going to go to zero.
Yes, it's going to go to zero. That's true.
Would have you done anything differently?
Yes, I would have shorted the same amount of stock. I would have put together a package. I would have walked over to late night TV. I would have handed it to John Oliver, and I would have had him make the presentation. Done. No, seriously. I mean, there is no upside to be a public, so-called activist short seller, because the shareholders hate you, the management hates you. There's always a risk that Carl Icahn will step in and buy 20% of the company, and every day say it's a great business. You're just better off staying in the shadows and letting other people do the work.
I got two more.
It's my last, I mean, this is bad for CNBC, but it's my last public short. When I do it next time, in all seriousness, we find another short like this one, we're going to do the work, we're going to sit down with the SEC, and we're going to let them just run it out. It's just not worth the opprobrium that comes with going after a company, even if, in this case, as I believe, this company's causing enormous economic harm to very vulnerable populations, and actually being a big consumer, letting the world know about the business, I thought we were doing good for society. But unfortunately, when there's a money element involved, no one will believe you.
I want to go to the